Welcome back to the show, everyone. Joining me now is my favorite team from Amazing Race. We have father and son duo, Jerry and Frank in the house. How are you two doing? Good to see you both.
Doing great. How are you?
Thanks for having us.
I'm doing well. I'm a little remiss. I'm happy to talk to you, but you're out of Amazing Race too soon. You were one of my favorite teams. That groceries, man, that'll kill you every time. But
every time.
I'm so sad you two were eliminated last week because honestly, you were just so fun to watch. Your bond was really incredible. Frank, why did you decide to join the show with your dad?
Well, I think for me, there was really no other person I would have rather done it with, honestly. He's been my rock my entire life. He's been my coach, my mentor. So to kind of go on something like this that we've never, ever done anything remotely close to it, I was like, at least he could kind of bring some type of comfort, some type of stability to the show with us. So I was, like I said, even though it was very uncomfortable circumstances, having him there really helped me relax and really enjoy the moment.
I mean, I could so sense the familial bond between the two of you. And Jerry, you were pretty emotional towards the end. It got me even a little verklempt. How special was this time spent with your son on Amazing Race?
It was just a beautiful time, being honest with you. He did all the grunt work. All I had to do was sit back and cheer. I don't have a face for reality TV. I got a face for radio.
That is not true.
His face is what got us on. But it was a great time, and I'm going to be honest with you. It's a great show.
Yeah.
I wasn't super familiar with the show, but now going through it, and I spoke to everybody. I've spoken to people from different countries. I've spoken to super rich, super poor. It's a show that you just cannot replicate.
You can't at all.
It's just a beautiful thing, and it brings out the best and the worst in people. It really does, because it keeps you in trying situations, uncomfortable situations all the time. But I am hooked. I can't wait till next Wednesday. I am hooked. I love the show. I don't know why they don't have one every 6 months. CBS needs to get the rocks out of their head. It's a fantastic show.
You heard it here first. I couldn't agree with you more. The coolest thing about Amazing Race, not only is to get to see the teams really bond, but you get to go to some pretty cool countries, I got to say.
Yeah, it's wild.
Pretty interesting things. Which leg of the race was your favorite to compete in, Frank?
I would say for me personally, I like Brazil a lot just because the Amazon is something you learn about in school. You see it on Nat Geo, Discovery. I'm a huge Discovery guy. I know that's kind of nerdy. But you see it on TV all the time. So to actually get to go there, meet the indigenous people, that was unbelievable. That's something that I wish I could take my family, my girlfriend, everybody to go back and see, because that's just something that I'll never forget in my entire life. Just the unity of the indigenous people. The Amazon was just so peaceful, and I can't even say enough about how mind blown I was that entire journey. Even on the journey back when we forgot the bag, coming that whole time, I was just like, I'm really out in the Amazon.
Yeah, at least you got to go on a cool boat ride a few times with that, Yeah. So there was an advantage there to an extent. Right. And what about you, Jerry? Do you agree? Was Brazil your favorite, or do you have another highlight?
It was the entire experience for myself. When Phil said go, I said no. I'm like, oh, no, we need to stop this. The first airplane ride, where are we going? Trinidad, Tobago, what are we doing? It's like, what have I gotten myself into? As a 59-year-old person who has traveled a lot, nothing like this. I'm just telling you, I don't care how much money you have, you cannot replicate and put yourselves in a situation to compete against people you don't know but you like.
Right.
In situations you've never been before in your life. You have absolutely no control. There is a lot of luck of the draw, and there's a lot of skill. It's both. It's just crazy. It needs to be a 2-hour show, because they edit so many beautiful things that people have no idea that I have to describe to people, and they just sit in awe and look at me and go, you're kidding. You're kidding. And I'm like, I'm not kidding. It's unbelievable.
Well, your son told me before we hopped on that they magically edit out you burning some of the cooking that you did on this last week's episode. So some things maybe are meant to not be seen, if I'm reading it correctly. But
I'm a grill man. Just keep me on a grill. That's all. No pots and pans.
It's too much, too many weird ingredients. It seems like you guys were honestly just dealt a bad hand. To your point, a lot of Amazing Race is just pure luck. In Brazil, Kaylin and Haley felt like you guys felt like they owed, Leo and Alana. It wasn't anything against you, but they wanted to help them out. They owe them a favor. So they gave the U-turn to you in order for them to kind of catch up. Looking back, Frank, are you angry that they did this?
You know what? It's part of the game. I'm not angry. I was more just kind of. I don't want to say I felt defeated, but I was like, man, we got to do this other challenge. Mind you, it's hot. We were sweating all day,
Really hot.
and I was more ready just to kind of sit down. So I was like, wow, well, I guess we got to go up here and build a hut now. It just kind of built onto the day. I guess the extra long boat ride kind of gave us a little rest, but I wasn't angry. I know it's part of the game because if we were in that position and we U-turn somebody, I wouldn't want them to be mad either. It just kind of, that's how it played out. And, Will and James U-turn Leo and Alana. So it just happens. It's part of the game show. It's what gives it a cool twist. And it just happened to be us. But, I'm not mad. I just wish it would have been somebody else.
Gosh, me too. Me too. Jerry, what about you?
As a newbie, my first time, I want to say, I think in Brazil, no, not Brazil, but Bogota, there was a yield that we didn't. If I could go do it again, I'd be Mr. Evil Darth Vader, no question. But that's part of the show. I would have experienced things a little differently. Now, it is the luck of the cab. It really is the luck of the cab. There's sometimes, Manaus, our cab driver wasn't as fast. We got there a little later. We went in the wrong direction for a second, but we had caught up. That wasn't the issue. I still say, I told Frank, when everybody was building the alliances, it was still the mistake that we didn't take our bag. Because if we've taken our bag, we were there with everyone else, and we would have built the hut, we would have cooked the food, we'd have had no issue. So it really fell on us. It fell on me for not reading the entire clue. And that's the reason we're not on, not because of the U-turn. We could have handled it.